What's up, guys? Stephen here with Ageless Strength and Performance. You just saw a grocery haul, but what exactly for? Well, I'm sure you've seen plenty of full day of eating videos from Coach Greg's Anabolic Cookbook. But honestly, I don't think you get much out of just one day of eating. So for the next 2 weeks, I'm eating only out of Greg's cookbook. Most of my meals will come from his top 20 recommendations, plus a few extra I picked from just the cookbook itself. Today, I'm going to walk you through a full day of eating like Coach Greg. And after the 2 weeks, I'll come back with my thoughts and let you know if it's worth it. But first, let's talk a little about Greg, his cookbook, and his diet principles. If you don't know who Coach Greg is, where have you been? The guy makes more YouTube videos than just about anyone. He blew up with Natty or Not videos and fitness drama, but a lot of people see the clickbait titles, hear his parrot voice, and completely miss his actual message. If I had to sum up Greg's philosophy, it'd be this: lift weights a few times per week, get at least 150 minutes of cardio per week, and aim for a healthy body fat percentage. I think he genuinely means well, but his message gets buried under all the drama. As for his diet, Coach Greg uses the circle diet, which is built around 4 main principles. First, calories in versus calories out is what matters most. Second, minimize suffering while dieting by eating low-calorie dense foods that generally taste good. Third, get your 150 minutes of cardio per week. And 4, build muscle to support your metabolism and to look better. He's got a whole book that dives into these principles in more detail. If you're interested, I'd recommend giving it a read. Now, about the cookbook. He promotes this thing in almost every video, so I'm really hoping it lives up to the hype. The book is 217 pages long and has just under 200 recipes. That's a lot of variety. Each recipe is detailed, includes full nutrition facts, and the book even has a frequently asked questions section and conversion tables. So there's definitely some value packed in. All right, with all that out of the way, let's get to cooking. What's up, guys? So meal number 1 is some anabolic French toast, which is one of Greg's more popular recipes that most people have done. A lot of times he does it with blueberries. This is the one without the blueberries, just the regular anabolic French toast. As you saw earlier, the ingredients are pretty straightforward. It's just the white bread with egg whites, cinnamon, vanilla extract, and sweetener choice. I use stevia because this is what I had on hand. This is the egg whites that were left over from the batter. Just scrambled those, put them on the side. Little sugar-free maple syrup. Now, for me, this is actually a double serving of the recipe that's in the book. Greg recommends hitting a protein goal and a calorie goal instead of worrying about individual macros for the day. So for me to be able to hit my protein and calories for the day, I just double the serving. And yeah, looks good. Let's get into this, and I will see you back for meal number 2. What's up, guys? Back for meal number 2. This is my lunch. It's some sloppy Greg's, substantial portion. So we got some lean ground turkey, bell peppers, onions, mushrooms, sloppy Joe seasoning, and of course we couldn't go without some xanthan gum, all on top of some white bread with a slice of fat-free cheese on the top. Now, I will say I didn't follow the instructions exactly. Greg wants you to brown the ground turkey, drain it, then add the veggies, and then add the sauce and seasonings to it. Instead, I cooked the ground beef for a couple minutes by itself, or I'm sorry, ground turkey for a couple minutes by itself. Then I added the veggies in. I wanted them to be able to soften up a little bit more. So they cooked while the ground turkey finished browning. Then I put in the sauce and the seasonings, turned it down to low, let it cook for a few minutes to kind of let the flavors move all around and kind of absorb with each other, and then the xanthan gum thicken the sauce up a little bit. So this is meal number 2. It's lunch, sloppy Greg's. Looks great, and I will see you back for a snack. All right, we're back with the first meal of the day. These are Greg's chocolate brownie cookies, and I have two professional taste testers here. If we can get it past them, we know we have something good. So we've got Owen, my son, his buddy Cage. We're going to let them try one, rank it somewhere out of 10, tell us what they think. So which one do you want?
This one.
Let's go with this one. All right, let's break it in half. Well, that's not quite half, but here.
Yeah.
Let's do the best we can with it.
Oh, this one has filling. You know, that's an automatic. That is an automatic 9. That's 9.5. I love it.
All right, Cage, what about you?
9 or 8 or 9.
8 or 9? 8 or 9? 9.5? Hey, that's not bad. I'll take it. I think they may be in a little nice for the video, but we'll take it anyways. We'll see you back for some anabolic lasagna. All right, back for the final meal of the day. It's the anabolic lasagna. Kind of fell apart when I was taking it out, but that's okay as long as it tastes good. So I'm not going to go through all the ingredients that are in there. Just know there's spinach, zucchini, cottage cheese, ground turkey, and a whole bunch of other stuff in there. Speaking of taste, I'll come back at the end of the 2 weeks and I'll rank all these recipes, let you know what I thought about all of them, maybe if I'm making suggestions or changes. With that, we got one snack left for the day, and so I'll see you back for that. All right, so we're back for the last time today. This is Greg's Boston Cream Donuts. I've had these before. They're fantastic. Essentially, it's a hamburger bun with a mixture inside that consists of Greek yogurt, sugar-free Cool Whip, vanilla pudding mixture, some sugar-free syrup, and egg whites, I think, and maybe some other things. But that's the biggest majority of it. These are really good, low calories. And so this will be the final meal of the day. I'll come back at the end of 2 weeks, give my ratings over all the different things that I tried, let you know what I thought, and we'll see you then. All right, we're back. It's been 2 weeks. So what I want to do is kind of walk through each of the meals that I used over the past couple of weeks, tell you kind of what I thought about each one of them, maybe some suggestions I'd have if I was going to do it again, and kind of wrap everything up and let you know what I thought for the past 2 weeks. So let's get into the meals. All right, first up we have the egg white bites. And they're really just that. They're egg whites and some veggies mixed in together with a little bit of the fat-free cheese. They are super filling. When I made them, I made one big mistake. I didn't add enough salt and pepper to the seasoning or to the recipe. They were a little on the bland side the first time I tried them. Overall, they were very filling. And once I adjusted the recipe, added a little bit more salt and pepper, they were really, really good. The French toast blueberry pancakes. These were definitely not my favorite. I didn't care for the texture. I don't know if it's maybe because of the xanthan gum and the bread that's kind of mixed in there together. I have a recipe that I use that uses oats and cottage cheese, which I really like. So this is definitely not one that I would make again. Overall, not a bad recipe. It's very filling, like Greg normally says, low calorie, high volume foods, but definitely not one of my favorites. Anabolic French toast. This is one of Greg's more popular recipes. Most people probably know what it is. He tends to do the ones with the blueberries. I just did the regular anabolic French toast with some fruit on the side. Really good. A few more ingredients in the mixture than I would typically use, but overall I thought it was really good. May use it again in the future, but I highly recommend this one for sure. Next up we have the grilled chicken wrap with the mango relish. It's got some pineapple and other stuff mixed in the relish. This is actually one of my favorite recipes over the whole time. It's very filling. I used some Olay high fiber wraps. They were really, really good mixed with this. So this one actually gets an A+ from me. The hot hamburger. I used this for lunch. It was actually really, really good. I love the flavor. When you look at the ingredients, even my wife said, I don't know about all that. But you mix it together, it tasted really good. It was really filling. I would definitely do this one again. We'll probably use it in my rotation with lunches because it was easy to fix and a substantial volume. Open face sloppy Greg's. Yeah, this was a good one. One of my favorites of the lunch recipes for sure. We'll definitely be using this one. Super easy to make and makes it a large amount so you can kind of spread it over a couple of days. And don't have any suggestions or complaints. This one was really good. One of the snacks I used was the apple poop. It really does look like what it sounds like. It looks disgusting. There's nothing appealing about the way it looks. But the taste to me, I kind of described it as a deconstructed apple pie. Needs a little bit of texture added to it. Needs something. I don't know exactly what it needs to have. Give it some sort of texture, some crunch or something. But other than that, it was a great recipe. Super filling for extremely low calories. Chocolate peanut butter and banana rice cakes. This was actually really, really good. Probably of all the snacks, this one was my favorite. Super easy to make. Takes just a few seconds, and I don't work from home any longer, so needed something that was really portable. This one worked well for that. This is actually going to be one that I use in my kind of rotation of snacks going forward. Chocolate brownie cookies. I'd originally planned to do the score bars here, but locally I couldn't find some of the ingredients, so I kind of had to pivot, use this one instead. As you saw during the video, my son and his friend both gave it an 8 to a 9.5. I don't know about that. I don't know that it's that good. Anytime you cook with protein powder of any kind, regardless of how good the recipe is, it's going to be a little on the drier side, and you have to expect that. So knowing that it was a protein-based cookie, it was really good. The flavor was good, was a little dry, but like I said, that's what happens when you cook with protein powder. There's no way to avoid that completely. So I would, if I had to rate this one like the boys did, I would give it an 8 out of 10 for a protein-based cookie. So it was good. So for one of the dinner recipes I used was the chicken cacciatore. Again, there was a ton of volume. This was one of the easier recipes to make. Throw everything in, essentially ends up being one pot, put it all together. The recipe was a lot of volume, super thick. It was kind of savory. So it was something I would actually do again. Inside out baked potatoes. This one was kind of a pain to make. We didn't actually stuff it back in the baked potatoes like the recipe calls, like you would normally think of twice baked potatoes. We actually just kind of made it into a bowl. But the taste was phenomenal. Probably one of my favorite dinner recipes overall. And other than the hassle of trying to scoop it out, put it back in the potato for the twice baked potato part, the mixture was good. And I will definitely do this one again. Anabolic meat lasagna. Now, love Italian food. I love lasagna. So I was really interested to try this one. This one was the most involved recipe that I did. It did take quite a while to do. Had to order some of the noodles were special ingredients I did have to order. But was it worth it? I think so. It was really good. The portions were really large. Didn't serve this one to my son like all the other recipes that I did. My wife and I just had this one. Thought it was really good. Don't know that I'll make it again because something like that is not something we make very often. It's part of our normal rotation. It is a little involved, does take a little more time. But from the standpoint, if you want to try it, I think it is a really good recipe. It has tons of veggies and really good macros. So the anabolic avalanche. This one was really good, really filling. The only real complaint I would have with this one is you have to make it in 2 parts, so it takes a little bit longer. The time's really still not that much. It's not a big deal. The only other thing I might say is if you don't like going to bed on a really full stomach, then this one may not be the best one for you. Cottage cheese PB Delight. This was probably my second favorite nighttime recipe that I used. The flavor was really, really good. The volume, I believe I used the small version of the recipe. Was actually a great amount to use, and it was really, really good. Super easy to make, super quick. Throw it in a blender and you're done. So this will be one I use going forward. Boston cream donuts. Don't be fooled by the name. They're not donuts, but they were actually one of my favorites. They're a little more involved to make. It's a multi-step process, but they are really good. My youngest son and oldest son have both tried them, thought they were phenomenal. They kind of do hit that sweet spot, but there's also a little bit of savory kind of mixed into it as well. So I've made these before doing this video, so I will definitely continue to make these again. So that's it. 2 weeks of eating out of Coach Greg's cookbook. You saw the full day of eating. You saw my reviews of all the recipes. So what did I think about the cookbook itself? Well, I have 2 main thoughts. First, the book is really expensive, but that's largely offset by the fact that there's a ton of variety, a ton of different recipes in there. And if you're just starting out on a fitness journey or a weight loss journey, then it's really a good resource. The second thing I would say is the book is exactly what Greg describes. Greg always talks about high volume, low calorie foods to keep you full, make it easier to stay on a weight loss journey if that's what you're doing, or just keep you full in general eating healthy foods. And the book 100% delivers on that. There were no recipes that I looked at or tried that I thought, hey, these are skimpy on the serving size versus the calories. It delivered exactly what Greg said it would. So from that standpoint, I would 100% recommend it. So when you put those two together, would I recommend the book overall? Yes, I would. And you just have to decide, is the price point worth it for you individually? I hope you got value out of this video, learned something along the way, maybe got some new ideas. Go out, check Greg's cookbook out, check his YouTube channel out. He really does have a good message. Like I said at the beginning, it a lot of times gets lost in the drama and all that other kind of stuff. So if you can ignore that, listen to Greg's true message of being a healthy body fat percentage, doing your cardio, working out, then I think his overall YouTube channel is not what everybody makes it out to be. So with that being said, if you got value out of this video, hit the like, subscribe button, comment down below, ask me any questions that you have about the recipes or anything else, and follow me over at Ageless Strength and Performance on Instagram, and I will see you guys in the next one.